Welcome to Subramani. Somebody has asked me, some older lady has asked me, why should women participate? I'll tell you the exact question. Why should women participate in the personal finance understanding and implementation at home? It is my husband's job to do it. Literally saying that my husband need not know cooking and I need not know finance. So, my argument is women's participation in understanding is crucial for empowerment, family stability, long-term security, and being prepared for change in life. So, if something happens to your husband, so once upon a time people were in a joint family, so there would be maybe one woman, or there would be three, four women, five women, and a lot of children, a lot of men around. So if some skills could be supplemented. So somebody who never knew how to go to the bank, there would be a brother-in-law, nephew, son, somebody who would do all that work. Today with uh, being in nuclear families with one child, no children, or two children, and it happened to somebody that one child has died, and so then suddenly they are childless, right? So you can't be so dependent on somebody other than your spouse, other than your children, whoever it is. If you're so dependent, what happens if that person goes away? So women face unique challenges because they're going to live longer. They have higher expectancy. You will outlive your husband by at least 5 to 7 years, assuming both of you are same age. If you're 5 years younger, chances are you will live 10, 12 years without your husband, and you can't live even 6 months without your husband if you don't know how to withdraw money from a ATM, if you do not know how to make bill payments, etc. Everything can't be outsourced. So there are women who say that's the only thing my husband does, I don't want to do that also. But it is wrong. It is your skill that you have to learn. So today most people that I deal with are upper middle class. They have a cook at home, so somebody comes and cooks, or it is for younger people it could be Swiggy or Zomato. But for older people, they almost everybody has a cook. But if you don't have a cook and you have to cook for yourself, or if you have a part-time cook who comes in the morning and cooks, and you want tea in the afternoon, men have to learn how to make tea, right? Women have to learn how to make bill payments. So make payments from your husband's debit card or credit card, perfectly all right, but know the process how you're making. Know if you have to make a payment, if then OTP comes, and your OTP comes on your husband's phone, you should at least know how your husband's phone lock works, right? If it's a locked phone, so you should know all those things, because there's no point in saying my husband got admitted in hospital, I have no clue how to operate his credit card, I don't know the code by which I can use the credit card. Then what is the point in having a credit card with a 20 lakh limit if you don't know how to operate it? So knowing the how to operate the credit card is important. So what all this does is it definitely enhances financial independence and prepares you for life changes. Because of this longevity, and being able to withdraw money from, let's say your husband died at the age of 60, and money is stuck in his provident fund, so you have to talk to their HR, try to get the money out. Then you should know how to invest, because somebody will come and say, oh my god, your husband has died, now take some insurance. Maybe insurance completely inappropriate for you. If you don't understand all these, chances are of you will get cheated. Yes, if it's an 88-year-old woman who's dependent on her son and daughter for looking after the money, I can still understand. But if you're 58 years of age and you don't know how to withdraw money from an ATM, that's something for which you should panic. Women understanding finance improves household risk management and decision making. Husband and wife can sit together and say, look, this looks very risky, can we put 5 lakhs, can we put 10 lakhs, can we put 2 lakhs, whatever. You can sit and discuss and say, okay, let us do this, let us not do this. So women's cautious risk averse nature brings more balance to financial choices, which men, even older men, I mean, I found one 60-year-old who had put 1 crore out of his 3 crore corpus into Yes Bank at 200 or 300 rupees, and he was willing to put more to average. He would have been completely taken to the cleaners. Such a thing would never have happened if he had sat and discussed with his wife or some financial advisor, who would have said, at this age, when you have 3 crores which has to last you the next 20, 30 years, you can't afford to take such kind of a risk. So somebody would have explained risk. I think his wife would have explained risk to him much better than what risk this 6-year-old could. Of course, this is a very old story, but still, I have no clue what has happened to him afterwards, right? So women play more dominant role in decision making, so they're more likely to know what studies the children want to do, how much to provide for. I mean, if your daughter is going to do CA, then you don't have to provide, but if your daughter is going to do MBBS, MS, MD, whatever, medical education as of now in India is very expensive. Unless we increase the number of seats dramatically like what UP and all are doing, your medical education is going to be expensive. So providing for all that, women are perhaps more conservative and smarter than men who will take much more risk. So it also provides long-term planning, wealth building, because women think more for the longer term. They think, okay, 30 years in retirement, if you retire at 60, you could live till 90. I'm 7 years younger to you, so you have to provide till you're 97, which means you're almost providing for 40 years. We don't have those skills, right? We don't have the skills for providing for 40-50 years. We are learning, and therefore we will be, if you are 60-65 years of age, you're likely to be extremely conservative, saying, oh my god, let me not spend, and at 80 or 85 regretting, saying, oh my god, I've got so much money, I wish I had spent more. But if you're younger, you might take more risk, and say, I don't have to worry, I don't think I'll live so long like my grandparents and parents, so I will die early, so let me exhaust my money. Whatever it is, men and women have to take a joint responsibility. When the wife gives up the job and has kids, that means whatever the husband is earning belongs to the wife at least equally, if not more, right? So then it is important that she should also take part in the management. Women may promote long-term planning and wealth building better than men, because they're just suited that way. Overall family confidence goes up. So many cases I see, when the husband dies, the wife has no clue how much money they have, and many men make a big mess of their lives. They've got real estate, they've got farms, and or they bought a farm in somebody else's name. There is no will, right? So it's pretty messy, even for a woman who is employed somewhere in a good position. They don't take enough trouble to learn how to make some of these payments and all that, right? So I mean, it's not some rocket science, but you have to learn. It's, for example, if I don't know cooking, I have to at least start by learning how to make tea, right? I may have a cook who will come and make lunch and dinner for me, but afternoon tea at least I should be able to make myself. So that's a good place to start. So overall, boosting family well-being, confidence. I know many couples where if the husband drops dead, the wife knows everything, completely well-documented families. But they are the exception. Somebody who has made a will, somebody who has said which child should get how much, all that is done. There are people who have even said, I don't want a funeral service, I just want my body donated, or I want this done as per Arya Samaj, right? So all this can be willed and planned. One day we are all going to die, so why not plan for it, right? So plan for what has to be done and things like this, right? I'm not saying you're going to dramatically reduce expenses, but then suddenly when you write down your expenses and income, you realize, oh my God, this is what we should be doing and this is not what we should be doing. So when all the women in the family learn and then they tell their friends and all that, the impact on society, having more, I wouldn't say responsible, but more knowledgeable women, so which means there can be less cheating. I know women who have walked into banks and bought a ULIP instead of putting money in a fixed deposit because they thought that it will get them better return, right? So it doesn't work that way. It takes time. So you have to do an SIP, accumulate money, and after 20-25 years you can do an SWP to withdraw money. These are very simple things, but many women don't know, and they keep saying that, oh, it's not my job, it is my husband's job. Sorry, it is your job, because you will be far more responsible with the money. You will also understand what your husband is doing. Many husbands are making a mess of their personal finance. So if the woman is participating, she can at least supervise and see what is happening. That makes more sense. Thank you.